So if you know my story, then yes, I have a boyfriend of 9 years and we've done a lot of RV living together and RVing together, but I actually have done a lot of RVing alone, solo. And one of the questions that I get asked, or that people are afraid to get into RV life, or is kind of like questioning them, is, hey, is it safe? Do I feel safe as a solo female RV living? Do I feel safe when I'm living in the van, or whether I'm here stationary in the trailer, at the RV park, or on the road? Like, do I feel safe as a solo female? And this would go for solo males wanting to RV as well. So whether you're thinking about being a solo female RV living, or whether you're thinking about living in an RV as a solo male, I wanted to share some tips and tricks that I've learned from either other RVers or things that I do to stay safe when I'm RVing alone or with my spouse, if I have to. But if you know, I love to go RVing alone solo. It can be very rewarding. So let's dive into these. My first tip for staying safe as a solo female RV living is to get a dog. And it's kind of like why I even got into RV life, which was I was starting to run my business and I had my dogs with me and I was doing the hotels and Airbnbs, but I wanted to bring my dogs with me. So having the dogs actually helps me feel a lot safer. And we have a cat now too. My dogs are like my kids, but having a dog scares off other people. And if people hear it barking, then they're kind of like, okay, let me stay away. And they also alert me if something's going on. My second tip for staying safe as a solo female RV living is to get a firearm. I personally do not believe in firearms, but it might be an idea for you. And a firearm doesn't necessarily have to be a lethal one. They have ones that are non-lethal. I personally just don't want those. I believe in the God and the Bible, not the GUN. I just believe that God will protect me. And also, if I was to have any kind of weapons in my hand like that, I would probably use them. And I don't really want to go to jail for the rest of my life. So I prefer to keep my life separate from those things. I might need to go to anger management if I was to have something like that. I might swing that thing around when I shouldn't be. So my third tip for staying safe as a solo female while RV living is to put scary signs in your windows or even your yard if you're stationary RV living. I have beware of dogs outside, but also on the van, there's a sign that says beware, the dogs look cute, but they'll bite you. And I always refer to everything as our, even if it's just me and the dogs. I don't say,
I'm just here alone, guys.
I don't really ever say that. So any kind of signs or stuff, I will put them in the windows. They'll say like GPS monitoring, cameras, which I do have cameras, but some of them may not be real signs that you put in the windows. It's just scary signs to scare people away. And if people want in, they're going to get in, but just having scary signs helps. And also I was thinking about the dog thing. Having the dogs helped because one time I had left the van. We were in St. Simon's Island and I went inside to eat, came back out, and I had left the dogs in the van, and there was this guy like sitting outside the van, and he just kind of said hi when I walked by, and I got in the van and the dogs were kind of barking. But I will tell you, my gut instinct is that that guy was watching the van and that he was going to take the van. So having signs in the windows and there was a camera set up inside so I could watch them from a camera, GPS and things on my phone. I also have internet in the van. I made a video about how I get internet, but right now I'm actually using T-Mobile home internet, stationary RV living, and we have tethering and things like that on the phone for when we're moving. So there's a lot of different options, but I made a video. I'll put a link to that below this video. You can check that out about how I get internet. So scary sounds in the window. The fourth tip that I have for staying safe as a solo female RV living is to put your toys away and don't attract attention. So toys, tools, outside, everything here stationary stays in cabinets if I'm here at the trailer and there's a garage outside. But if I'm in the van, then I don't leave things laying out. So even when I was in the motorhome in Las Vegas, it was still kind of weird because there was a lot of walking traffic, or even in RV parks. I don't want to say there aren't dishonest people. In Las Vegas, there was a lot of homeless people and a lot of drug activity kind of stuff. So it just seemed like people might take things just by passing by, and like there wasn't a gate at the RV park that I was staying at. There's a lot of things that play into why you need to put your stuff away, but also you just don't want to attract attention. You don't want people looking and saying, maybe I should take that. I've had things happen here at this RV park about kids seeing keys and taking things that didn't belong to them. And why another reason I keep signs outside is that if I say beware, keep off, not yours, cameras are watching you, people tend to be like, okay, let me stay away from there, let me not go over there. You know, putting things away gives people no reason to go somewhere or look somewhere to take anything or to come your way. My 5th tip for staying safe as a solo female RV living, whether you're stationary at the RV park or van lifing, whatever you're doing, is to keep your cell phone close and always have a signal. Usually don't go places that don't have a cell phone signal. If I get somewhere and they don't have a signal, normally I'm probably like, oh my God, let me get out of here. It's probably just like when I'm traveling, but I usually tell people if I'm traveling, like, hey, I'm going from this location to this location. And it also brings me to my 6th tip and trick for if you do have to go out of service or out of range. What you can do is to drop a pin on Google Maps and send it to your family and friends. That way, if you're off the grid, it'll know kind of at least the range you're in or where to come looking for you. So that's a really good idea if you don't have cell phone service. But again, I don't really go a lot of places that I don't have cell phone service. My 7th tip for staying safe as a solo female when I'm RVing is to strategically place protection, especially near all the entry and exit points in the RV. Whether it be near the windows, like making sure I can get out of an exit window, but also near the doors or when I'm sleeping. I always like to have weapons or items of protection throughout the RV, not just like, oh, let me run up front and go get like my baseball bat or something, you know. You want to make sure that you have noisemakers or things like throughout the RV, especially near openings and exits. My 8th tip for staying safe as a solo female while RV living is to get a baseball bat. Like I was mentioning, is you can get one of those little mini baseball bats, like the little bitty ones, or you can get like a big one. You can get a wooden one, you can get a plastic one, but having something to at least just feel like you have some kind of protection. We even have like a fire poker outside, so maybe bringing the fire poker inside and keeping that if I didn't have a baseball bat would be a really good idea. My 9th tip for staying safe as a solo female RV living, or if you're RV living alone, is to give the impression that you're not alone. You know, you don't want them to think you're alone. Just sometimes screaming like,
Hey honey, yeah, I'll be there in just a second.
or
Okay mom, okay babe.
whatever. Or if you're talking to someone, just be like, yeah, I gotta go talk to my husband, or let me go see if my kids are in there. No matter what, I always say us, and us could be me and the dogs. We could be me and the dogs. It doesn't always mean like me and my boyfriend. It could just be me. So don't tell people that you are alone or that you're traveling alone. Even if you're just like stopping to get gas, don't tell them that. Or if you're checking into an RV park, if they say like how many people are with you, just always say 2. Okay, 2. My 10th tip for staying safe as a solo female, whether you're RV living alone in the van or the trailer, is to let people know that you're watching them. Like I say, I always talk about like there's cameras watching you, but get weird if you gotta be. I let them know. Like I'm super obvious sometimes. I'll like have my phone and I'll be just straight up recording, or I'll be outside just, you know, letting them know, or I might just be like,
Yeah, hey, oh,
I'll get weird. I get weird. Okay, one time I busted out the door on this guy because he was making all kinds of noise outside and he was just super weird, and I just started recording. And another time someone was in the back of the RV. I actually wasn't alone. Someone was in the back of the RV, and this gives me an idea, is there was somebody walking towards the front that I felt was suspicious, that they were either trying to take the RV or they noticed me in there, so they started walking to the back of the RV, and I actually screamed to the back of the RV and just said something like heads up or hey, and I just screamed back there. And another thing I'll do is I'll get the dogs like really excited. So another tip is like if I get pulled over, I have been pulled over before, but I get pulled over, and what I'll do is I'll get the dogs to like scream and jump, so it just causes like all kind of commotion. It has gotten me out of tickets before, but also if someone is gonna think that I'm alone, they'll see the dogs. Okay, so RVing living alone could be, not saying alone could be we as in the dogs too. So my 11th tip for staying safe as a solo female when RV living is what I like to call Fort Knoxing that bitch, or what my boyfriend would call Fort Knoxing that bitch. So I tend to overlock things. I board everything up. I lock all the windows. I'm like, okay, get inside, come on. And I lock, and put secure resources on everything. There's locks, everything's bolted, secured. Even looking outside the RV, we have little cubbies and holes for how you look out, but I like cut little holes, but everything's super secure. You can't see in, and I don't want to say we can't see out, but we can see out. You just don't know where we're looking out from, if that makes sense. But we're looking. I'm looking, the dogs are looking, we're looking, everyone's looking. My 12th tip for staying safe as a solo female RV living is to never get out or even set up at night when you're alone. Or I'll say even without protection. If you have to, don't do it without protection. But I try not to go set up at night or even check in RV parks at night or even get out of the RV at night. If I'm going somewhere, I get in and I stay in. And also, I will not pull up somewhere and then go out, do something, get back in the RV and hang out. Sometimes I'll do that if it's like a Pilot or a Flying J or something, maybe at a Walmart, but a lot of times I just like to not let people know, like, hey, I just got in the RV and I'm just chilling here. I'll just pull up somewhere and knock it out. So it just depends on the situation and what's going on. My 13th tip for staying safe as a solo female when RV living alone is no trucks means no RVs. So you are not a car, which means you never need to be leaving the interstate or major roads or taking the scenic route that you haven't researched or gone on before. I also would encourage you highly to use your RV GPS, because you don't want to be dragging a trailer or even going on a big motorhome or any kind of weird situations with your RV out on strange country roads, dirt roads, exotic roads, because you want to be able to get help if you need help. You don't want to be stuck somewhere. And why I say don't leave like the major interstates and roads, because at least if you're on those roads, there'll be someone that can see and help you, and you won't be in some kind of weird sticky situation. My 14th, I don't even have enough fingers for it, tip and trick for staying safe as a solo female when you're RV living alone is to get roadside assistance. So it can be AAA roadside assistance, or it can be Good Sam's roadside assistance. And there's tons of them out there, but I would get something specifically for RVs, and also that will normally cover your automobile as well. So whether you're in the van or you're towing or you have an extra car, get the premium coverage. AAA has an RV coverage, and then they also have an RV for 40 feet and over coverage. So they have different little levels, but it's about $300 a year, maybe 280, goes up every year. It covers all cars that I'm in, not just for me, but like if I'm in the car, I can call and be like, hey, come help me. So I was actually in Biloxi and had to help somebody else that got their RV stuck. They decided to just go off the side of a curb and got their RV stuck. I made a video series about that. My Camping with Chris episodes, where Chris decided to come with us on an RV trip in the van. No, don't do that again. Make sure they have their own RVs, and why solo RV life is so much better, you don't even know. And I also had my trailer episodes. If you haven't ever seen any of my trailer life stories, I'll put a link to all that stuff below this video, so you can check that out in the links. In the description below this video, I'll drop a link. But I had some horrible things happen, like lost the tire, it was like wiggling, and I've had so many things go on with my RV, but at least if I have this roadside assistance, it makes me feel safer, like I'm not doing it alone, like I have somebody to come help me. My 15th tip for staying safe as a solo female RV living alone is to trust your gut intuition. Let's be real, you're a female, and as a female, you have that little bitty thing inside of you that says,
Hey, no, danger, this isn't good, bad, stay away, don't do this. That person looks weird.
You need to trust that little intuition that you have inside of you and say, God, please help me right now to know that the thing that you're telling me is right. And
beware, turn the other way, no, don't go.
Okay, so trust that gut intuition whenever you feel it. I feel like this one should be obvious, and I feel guilty for even having to say this, but my 16th tip is to never, ever pick up hitchhikers and never be afraid to say no. No means no to hitchhikers, no, I don't want to do that event, or no, I can't, my husband's with me. Whatever you gotta say, even if I told you, not alone. I made the mistake of actually picking up a hitchhiker. I can't believe I did this. And it was Christmas, and I felt really guilty, and I saw this guy, and I was like, hey, do you need a ride? He was actually just walking. Let him in. I actually wasn't alone, but let's just be real. this guy gave him my phone number, thought I was doing like all the right things, and told him I was going to call him back with like some resources. He called me back and asked for money. So it's really weird. But do not pick up hitchhikers. And moral of the story, I actually found out this guy has been a hitchhiker and a beggar for like 20 years in this community. And what's funny is when I gave him a ride, I actually took him to a house and there was like a brand new car in the yard, and he was like, yeah, my wife's here. And I was just thinking like, well, why are you walking? Like, why didn't she come pick you up? Why are you asking for rides? Why are you begging for money? This is weird. It was a strange situation, but don't do that. My 17th tip would be, don't be getting tipsy. You want to limit your alcoholic beverages, especially when you're alone, to like 1 or 2, or just stop drinking altogether. I don't really drink a lot, so it doesn't take a lot for me to get tipsy if I do drink, but you just don't want to be in a situation where you're getting tipsy and you're alone and you don't have control of your situation or your RV. My 18th tip for staying safe as a solo female when you're RV living is, it has to do with driving. So you want to know the weather conditions of where you're going, like where you're going to be, and then on the way there. I can't tell you how many weird situations I've gotten in, or windy situations, should I say. I've done rain, wind, snow, all kinds. And this can happen just driving down through like the coast of California or just through one day. So just in California alone, I literally left from the tip and came down and went through rain, snow, and sun all in the same 4, 5, 8 hour time span. It was kind of crazy because in one place it was like cold and you had to put your snow boots on, and then a couple hours later you'd get out and people were looking at you and you'd have to go in and put your shorts on, which is kind of cool because when you're in your RV you'll have all your clothes with you, but it is kind of funny when you get out places and they're like, what are you wearing? So you know, they know you're not from there. But know the weather conditions and have like weather apps and things that you look up before you go for the place that you're going and while you're on the way. Number 19 for staying safe while you're RV living alone, especially as a solo female, is to slow down. Not just driving, but slow down in life and take your time. 1, you're gonna miss the destinations. 2, you get kind of clumsy, or you'll forget things and you don't think about things. Maybe you forget to lock something, or you just going speedily, and you know, this is your house and this is your home, or this is your mobile office at the time, and you just don't want anything to happen on your trip. And so slowing down helps you breathe, plan, reorganize, reassess, and know like what's going on. And also, I kind of have rules when I travel about, I just don't go straight for some place. I'll only travel, you know, 4, maybe 8 hours in a day, but it just really depends on if I'm going through a place that there's nothing to see, or if I want to stop and see things, or if I'm in a hurry or not. But I just really don't try to rush. 1, because I get tired. 2, because the RV itself maybe it overheats. I just want to give it a break. And also I want to have like places to sleep and eat and explore, and so I have work to get done, or make money, as I like to say, and travel. Speaking of driving and slowing down, or whenever you do slow down and decide to finally stop, my 20th tip for staying safe when you're RV living alone is to keep the driver's seat clear. You want to know where your keys are at all times. You want to keep those on you, whether it be that you need to use that as the alarm in case something goes down, or you need to lock the car real quick. I told you I get weird, and I'll always lock the car if I see someone around. I just let them know like, hey, somebody's here, somebody's in here. Or if I don't want them to know I'm in there, I get really quiet and I don't turn the lights on and I don't lock the doors. Always try to keep the driver's seat clear so that I can always get out wherever I need to be. So if I'm in a place where I need to be going, I don't try to be stuck in a situation. I like to be able to go. I don't like to put a whole bunch of stuff in the driver's seat so that I can't just get out of there if I need to. And that can be in your RV, or even the tow car or the car that you're using. My 21st tip for staying safe as a solo female when RV living, you probably need to just think like Vegas. Get noise makers, all kinds. Whistles, air horns, sleep with your key fob. I mentioned your keys. You can use the alarm on your key fob at night, and I'll go out there and use the alarm. Every time I come inside and shut the door, I always go beep beep, and I make sure people hear me. And before I go to bed, I'll go beep beep. if it's in the middle of the night and I think something is weird outside, I'll go beep beep, and I'll even use the alarm if I need to, if I feel like somebody's around and I feel like I'm scared. So go to bed at night and keep those keys beside you. That way you have that alarm on you. And that's whether I'm stationary RV living or if I'm solo RV living doing like the van life thing. My 22nd tip for staying safe as a solo female RV living is don't go far out past towns or what I like to call like civilization. If you're really far out and you need some help, whether that be a hospital or you can't get to somebody else's home, that's not going to be a very fun situation in case something does happen to you. And things do happen, and maybe it doesn't happen to you, maybe it happens to your dog or someone that's around you and you need to go get help. Maybe your tire goes flat, maybe it's just something that you just don't even expect to happen, so you don't want to be too far past civilization either to go get help or to have help come to you. My 23rd tip would be not to let fear stop you. It's actually a higher risk to be, say, like in the city and worry about some guy coming up to you or someone breaking into your RV than it is to be alone outdoors, say sleeping in a random field or in a parking lot out in some deserted area, which I wouldn't say to be super deserted either, but being in the city can be a little bit more scary. But my whole point of telling you is just don't be afraid to go in just because you're alone. Don't let fear be the thing that stops you from keeping you safe. So fear can actually keep you from being safe. My 24th tip for staying safe when you're RVing alone is to get advice from the locals. So the locals can be waiters, bartenders, other RVers, camp hosts at the RV parks that you come through, also online. But you want to make sure that you get advice from the locals when you're RVing alone, because they'll probably tell you places that they would go visit, so it's not maybe a touristy place. It'll make you feel a little bit safer. My 25th tip would be to obviously research before you go if you want to stay safe, that you know some of these places that maybe people are mentioning to you. And you can do this with reviews, you can do this with Facebook groups, you can do this with people's websites. Obviously what they put on their websites is probably what they want you to see, but look at what other people are saying about these places and do your own research. My 26th tip is to ask people, hey, is this place safe? You can do it online or you can do the locals. Like I was saying, if you're asking these bartenders like, hey, where to go, which kind of be careful if you're asking a bartender, hey, is it cool to be here alone by myself? I mean, you don't want them to roofie your drink or something. So, and you don't want them to tell like, hey, that girl's alone, and you don't want them to hit on you or something weird. So, you know, be cautious of who you're telling that to, but ask people, hey, is this place safe to go alone? Or just, is this place safe? You know, there's certain neighborhoods or places that people will be like, hey, you really don't want to go there. My 27th tip for staying safe as a solo female when RV living alone and traveling alone is to dress appropriately, not only for the weather but the culture, and blend in, don't stand out. And by the way, dressing cute and flashy actually will probably make people look at you and could actually get you robbed. You don't want to be like, oh yeah, I'm just over here RV living alone, and when I post content online I don't really say like, oh look at me, or here's all the things I have, and I don't just put everything out there, you know. So if you want to stay safe, make sure that you're dressing appropriately. Don't let everything hang out. If you're outside, you know, cover up. Maybe if you're going into a bar, and don't have like all your jewelry on and say like, hey, look at me. Number 28 is to choose your campsite carefully. So you want to read reviews, you want to take a peek before you park, you want to pick one out personally, and also I like to keep a list of the ones that I like I'll go around before I park, or if I've been there before I'll be like, oh, I really like 22, and I'll keep a list of those, or if I'm reading people's reviews. So you want to pick your campsite out very carefully, especially if you're living alone. Number 29, my tip for staying safe as a solo female RV living is not just how I mentioned Fort Knox and that, but keep your doors locked. Your car doors, RV doors, your windows, don't let everything stay open. Even though RVing seems safe and they all seem friendly, people do things that are weird. I can't tell you how many times I go outside and the same people come up to me or come outside and I'm just like, are they watching me? Because I just assume that they all Fort Knox their RV and that they all are, you know, like me, and they have stuff in their windows and camera systems, but they're always watching. Okay, everyone is watching just like you should be, which is why you should keep your doors locked when you're RVing. As soon as you get in your RV, just have a habit of locking the doors. As soon as you get out and go in the store, lock the doors. When you leave, lock the doors. When you come back, lock the doors. The first thing I do when I leave, lock the doors. When I come back inside, I lock the doors. If I go out on the boat, I lock the doors. If I go to the trash can, I lock the doors. I don't let people see me leave my RV and then come back to it, even getting gas or anything like that. I never leave the RV and leave the doors unlocked because I don't want to come back and find somebody inside either. My 30th tip for staying safe as a solo female RV living is keep your windows and curtains drawn at night. I don't know if people know this or not, but at night in your RV, especially if you have the lights on, people can see you and everything that you're doing. In the daytime, maybe not, but at nighttime, they can see everything you're doing, especially if you have the lights on. Number 31 is to keep keys in different locations. Maybe also consider some outdoor hidden options, whether that be like hide-a-key options or some type of lockbox options. You want to make sure maybe somebody else has a key, but have a key somewhere else, not just the one that you keep on you for your RV. You want to have keys in different locations. Number 32 is don't walk alone at night, and if you have to, make sure you bring some type of protection with you. Your phone, your dog, your bat, your flashlight. If you are alone at night, try not to walk alone. Maybe you have a neighbor or somebody else around or someone that you see. Maybe stay close to them, but maybe look like you're not by yourself. But try not to walk alone at night if you don't have to. My 33rd tip for staying safe as a solo female RV living is to have both digital and paper copies of documents. So important documents. Having paper driver's license is great, but having a digital copy of it is also great. Your passport, medical cards, passwords, things like that. If something happens to your RV and like your paper copies, you want to have your digital copies, or if something happens to like your phone and you don't have that with you, or you're off the grid, you also maybe want to have paper copies of things. So if you need something. So I've had this happen several times, either being off the grid and needing something digitally and having the paper copy, or vice versa, having the digital copy and not having the paper copy around me, which is why I live my life online. And I talked about in a previous video about all my systems that I use to stay organized, and also the accessories that I use to stay organized running my business as an entrepreneur, both online and on the road. So I have systems that I use, and if I didn't have those, I wouldn't be able to have those digital and physical copies. But there's files and folders that I use both online and physical when I'm on the road, and I'll put a link to those in the description below this video so you can check those out after this video is over. My 34th tip for staying safe as a solo female when you're RV living or even van lifing alone is something I got from Carolyn's RV life. So she said always face your exit, which I thought was a really good piece of advice, as well as keeping the driver's seat clean, because if you need to get out of somewhere, you don't want to be trapped, or you don't want someone to pull up behind you and trap you in. So I try to not just face your exit to be able to get out of somewhere, like backing in, but also just try to keep the area clear so if you did need to get out. Same thing with driving. Don't pull up so close to somebody so that you can't turn or get around them, whether you're at a light, whether you're parking, anywhere that you can. Try to at least back in and face your exit so you can always get out. Number 35 for staying safe as a solo female RV living is to know your address and location, as well as local emergency numbers. Now, I know when you're traveling, it might be hard to keep up with these, but let's say that you go to pull up at our RV park. The best thing that you can do is take that little flyer that they give you when you check in and put it on the fridge or put it on your dashboard, so you always have those numbers. And like if you leave, take that with you, or like take a picture of it on your phone so you have it if you're not there. How I mentioned having digital and physical copies of things, you want to make sure that you have all of those numbers with you should you not be there. When you're going to places, I'll also like snapshot or screenshot something, or send it to like a mom or a friend to be like, hey, this is where I'm gonna be. Which brings me to my 36th tip, is to let someone know where you are. If you want to stay safe, obviously you don't want to let just anybody know where you are, but you want to let people know where you are privately. Never post on social media in real time like, hey, I'm just over here in Las Vegas by myself hanging out in my van at Circus parked for the night. Don't ever post anything like that. Save those videos. Always be capturing, always be saving that beautiful content, but don't be telling anybody where you're at just then. Wait 2 weeks, wait a month, then share it. Unless it's something that's really timely and you feel super safe, like I'm at social media marketing world or something like that. I just wouldn't post like, hey, here's where I'm at and here's where all my belongings are and here's where you can come find me. Even when I post videos about my stationary RV life, I tell people, hey, FYI, I'm not telling you where I am specifically because I don't want you to come find me. And I have security up in here and I'm watching you. And people get mad about that, but it's a safety thing for me. So whether I'm stationary here at the RV park or trailer park as I like to call it, or if I'm doing the van life thing, I do not tell people where I'm at. Or if I'm not there, if I'm in the condo back in Atlanta or I'm like on a trip, usually I won't be saying like, hey, here's where I'm at or here's where I'm not at. Number 37 to stay safe when you're RVing alone is to have either bear spray or pepper spray. It probably depends on your location. Maybe having both are great. I don't know that I've ever been anywhere where a bear could come after me, but then again, I don't know where bears go. Maybe they were there and I didn't know. But I do have pepper spray and I have it where it just clips on my keychain and I can take it with me. Also, like say I'm coming out of a store or I'm walking to a restaurant, whether I'm by myself or even if I have someone kind of like with me, I'll still, if it's dark especially or somewhere I don't know, I'll have that pepper spray in my hand. And they even make some that have like little straps on them that you can get. I've even seen them at like Lowe's and Home Depot, but I'm sure Walmart, Amazon, all those places, I'll have it and I'll keep it on me and I'll just keep it in my hand when I'm walking. So if I need to use it, it's not like stuck away in my purse where I can't get to it. Or if I'm driving, maybe I put it in the cup holder, but I'll always have it somewhere that I can get to it. So having these things are great, but if you can't get to them and you don't know where they're at, then they're not going to keep you safe. Number 38 for staying safe as a solo female and RVing alone could be, when we're talking about weapons, it doesn't necessarily mean that it can't just be the tools outside or the tools that you have in the kitchen. So it could be like a hammer or a knife or some other kind of weapon, maybe a sharp object or a heavy object, a pointed object, maybe a rock, I don't know. But you need to have some things that you can use, whether you need to throw them or whether you need to have something heavy to hit somebody with. You want to have something that you can use to protect yourself with. Number 39 for staying safe as a solo female when you're RV living is to leave the lights on. Even at night, I leave the lights on. When I go to sleep, I'll leave the lights on somewhere else in the RV. Now, obviously, this kind of goes a little bit hand in hand with where you might be. Maybe you don't want to leave the lights on. Maybe it's vice versa. Maybe you're in the van doing the thing and you don't want anybody to know you're in there, so you seal up all the windows and keep the lights off, or you just seal up all the windows where they can't see in. So in the van, everything, we have limo tent and all the windows are sealed. We have flaps for all the windows and you can't see in, versus here stationary RV living. When I'm here, I told you I have the dogs, but also I leave lights on and all the windows are sealed. So they make these little devices that you can put with Wi-Fi and Bluetooth to set up when you're not around, or they could either be left on, like think about plugging a lamp in or a light and it being timed to come on either at night when you're not there, or just to look like someone's clicking the light on and off. But even when I'm not here at this RV, at the RV park, I'll leave a light on. There's a light that stays on here all the time. Also have these little devices that go to the Wi-Fi, and so if I'm not here, I can go into the app and I can turn the lights on and off. So they won't know whether I'm here or not. They'll just be like, whoa, they're here. Or I'll leave a car outside if I can. Like if I'm going to be gone and I don't need my car, then sometimes I'll leave my car outside so people will think that someone's still here. But lights can be outside. If you have LED lights on your awning outside, maybe you leave your lights on your awning outside. And also I get those little security lights where if somebody walks by them, they solar charge up, but you can put them all around. I saw an Airstream stick them all around their Airstream one time, and you can put them, I had them at my motorhome. You can stick them outside. I have them out here at this RV where they come on if someone gets close to you. So they charge up during the day and then at night they come on. So they're going to come on if someone gets close to you. So leave the lights on, whether it be inside or outside. And this brings me to number 40. I don't have any more fingers, but 40. My 40th tip for staying safe as a solo female when RV living or RVing alone is to have an arsenal of all the things that I mentioned. Whatever that means to you and makes you feel safe. It can be noisemakers, it can be weapons, it can be these signs, it can be all these little tips and tricks. I want you to take those and say that one's gonna work for me or that one's not, or put it on your list like, oh, I need to get that. This should give you some tips and tricks and ideas to keep you safe. But you need to have a lot of these things, not just one or two. So now you know over 40 different ways and tips to stay safe as a solo female RV living, and some ways that I've used to stay safe, whether I was doing the solo van life thing or just RV living alone, or even if you have people with you, these will help you. I want you to comment below and let me know which one of these was your favorite. Or if you're thinking, Brady, you forgot this, tell me but in the comments below which one I need to add to my list. Keep in mind that just because you might be living in your RV alone, it doesn't mean that you actually have to be RVing alone or feel like you're alone all the time. And that's the exact reason why I decided to start RVersity years and years ago, which is my online university for RVers. And it's not just content, it's community and coaching, and so you never have to feel alone when you're in your RV. It's the support that you need on your journey, either your entire journey or on your next road trip. And so it's a place and a space where I've put all my tips, tricks, tools, resources, again, my content, as well as I have a community and a support system. So I talk about how to RV and how to downsize and mobilize and choose the right RV, and of course make money while you're RVing. I'll drop a link to that below this video in the description so you can check that out and learn all about my courses and community and coaching. And again, you'll never have to feel alone in your RV, and that's why I created this space. And also why I mentioned so many times in here, if you haven't seen my story, I would highly recommend you watch it. There's part 1 and part 2 of why I decided to live in an RV and why I had to kind of do it alone, and also the updated version of what's been happening and where things are at now in my life. And why I share my story is because I had to do it alone. I had to get started, and so I don't want you to feel alone in this process. So I put my life out there so I can help you get to the place you want to be. I did feel alone on this journey, and I don't want you to have to. Because I ended up making a lot of mistakes. I had a lot of things happen that didn't have to happen, and these mistakes were like made me hate my RV life. They were expensive mistakes. They cost me a lot of money and time and resources and things that just didn't have to happen, and it would have felt so much more amazing had I known all of these things were out there when I got started, or if some of these things were out there when I got started. Now, if you liked this video and all these tips and tricks for staying safe in your RV, solo RV living, then hit the like button below. Be sure to subscribe and tap that little bell icon so you're notified each and every time I publish a new video. And of course, until the next time, I've put together an entire playlist of all my solo RV living advice for solo females wanting to get into the RV life, or if you're having to do it as a male alone. I've got tons and tips and tricks for you, so check the description below this video. If you're not checking the description, where all the links are at, that's where all the goodies are that I've mentioned throughout this video, so make sure to check the description. Until the next time, I'm Blogging Brandy. Thanks for watching. I love you. Peace out. And don't forget to drop a comment and give me a shout.